But I think if you're kind of coming back to it, I think that kind of core problem is where do you start? And I think that we kind of talk to people about it from two different perspectives. I think the first perspective that we really talk about is the greening of technology. So there's a lot of actions that our technology teams can do today in terms of greening technology. From reducing energy consumption in data centers, being really conscious of the footprint of devices that we use, to rebuilding applications and services with low carbon architectures, even things like cloud migrations. But you go from kind of the greening of technology to the greening with technology, and I think that's an important step for organizations to understand as well. I think with greening with technology, that's just a huge range of opportunity. You're talking about potentially optimizing business models, things like demand management for energy usage, that kind of thing, all the way through to the potential for things like digital transformation to entirely new business models. So I think what this really comes back to for me is that journey of greening of technology to greening with technology. I think for me, that's all about aligning IT strategy with sustainability strategy.
For companies who are just trying to find somewhere to start, that greening of IT is often a great place to begin, right? Look at the low-hanging fruit. Look at the devices, the applications, the locations of that data and their energy usage profiles, and start there. But I think it's then opening up those opportunities to look at the business processes. That can be the next step, but that's often longer term and needs broader commitment. So when I speak to IT leaders in this space, they're often looking for very actionable things they can do because they're often not experts in sustainability. Some of them are and many of them are educating themselves. But I think it's a real opportunity to say to somebody, hey, you could start here, and then this opens up other possibilities afterward.
I was listening to Stuart, and I was kind of thinking, that if you're a business leader today, there are almost 4 pressures you're facing. There's the pressure of upcoming regulation. There's a pressure, as Stuart says, of your investors and shareholders. Then there's these 2 other pressures around your end consumers and actually your people and your staff. And each of those groups actually are formed of people. And I guess there's the challenge that these groups of people are now starting to want to change and shift mindset around this stuff. They want action. And so individually, people are taking action and now expecting the businesses they work in to also take action. And I think that's what probably one of the biggest challenges as a business leader you're going to face over the next couple of years, is how do you transition from, you need to do something, to all those pressures coming together and you having to respond.
Yeah, and I think to that, Eric, as well, they're not independent pressures either. So your consumers want you to be greener and more sustainable, but not at the cost of poor, customer experience. So you have to. There's a balancing act businesses have to do there.
Yeah, great. And Romy, did you have anything to add to that? Thank you.
I think it's very relatable, exactly, especially the fact also that I think 70% of the solutions required to hit the targets don't exist today. So exactly that innovation piece is quite a challenge for a lot of businesses, and we see them approaching us for that reason as well. So yeah, once again, trying to collaborate as much as possible, but also look at what is possible today.